Welcome back to Movies Recapped. Today I will show you a romantic drama film from 2016, titled Me Before You. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and enjoy. The movie starts with a blissfully happy young couple, beautiful blonde Alicia and handsome, fit, 30-something Will Traynor making love between the white sheets and under the fluffy duvet of a bed. Will finally gets off the bed as he has to leave for office. It's obvious that he's rich and high society. As he is getting ready, he promises to cook dinner that night and heads out. It is raining hard and he sees a taxi on the opposite side of the road. Trying to catch it, he walks across the road without glancing around while still talking on his phone, and that's when he sees the lights of a speeding oncoming bike, with Will directly on its way. He gets involved in a terrible accident, paralyzing him from the neck down. 2 years later we are introduced to beautiful Lou Clark, who chats incessantly, wears all types of colorful, childish clothes, and works as a waitress in a cafe. She's super nice and helpful to everybody. At the end of the day, the owner gives her a final paycheck, says he's sorry, as he closes down the cafe. Losing her job is bad because Lou lives with her parents, her sister Trina, her sister's child, and her grandfather in a small house. She's the only one who has a job at the moment and the family runs on both the girls' money, and it's with great difficulty that they somehow manage daily. Next, we are also introduced to Lou's longtime runner boyfriend Patrick. He is engaged in his world, making his own plans, while hardly having any concern or showing any attention to Lou and her likes. Patrick seems to have been injected by the Captain America serum since his days as Neville Longbottom. It's pretty obvious that he's a tool and they aren't a good match. Lou goes to the unemployment office and has a witty banter with the secretary about how she lacks any skills. He finds a well-paying job for her, a 6-month-long caretaker job for a disabled person, and sends her off for an interview, but tells her to wear some conservative clothes. Desperate for work, Lou interviews to be a caregiver for Will Traynor, the newly quadriplegic hunk who lives with his family in the massive castle at the center of town. Showing up to the audition in an 80s-era power suit that splits down the thigh as soon as she meets Will's severe mother Camilla. Lou couldn't be more clearly unqualified to care for another human being. Camilla doesn't seem to like her initially, but after quite an awkward interview and Lou's witty banter, she impresses her and gets the job. During the interview, we also meet Will's dad and it's clear there is tension between Will's parents. Will's mom informs Lou that Will isn't to be left alone for more than 15 minutes. Camilla takes her to meet Will. He's with Nathan, a nurse who stays with him at night. Lou's job is to be with him all day until Nathan gets back from other patients. Will does a my left foot impression to show that he's a jerk, but behaves after that. He comments on her skirt being ripped and dismisses her. Nathan gives her a quick rundown of some of the medications Will takes. Lou comes back the next day and Will is mean to her. She is lively and has an upbeat demeanor and Will's words are filled with sarcasm and cynicism. He suggests that they should just leave each other alone. She cries about how hard her job is with Trina at home. But she gives her a pep talk and turns her around. Trina also lets Lou know that she's going off to college again and the family needs Lou's job. With new vigor, Lou goes to work, does witty banter with Will, and starts to win him over. After a few days, Will gets a visit from his ex Alicia and his best friend. They inform him that they are getting engaged. Out of frustration and anger, Will smashes all the photographs on his table and when Lou tries to repair them, the duo has a heated argument. Later, Will gets her to watch a subtitled foreign film and she loves it. This sparks the start of their friendship and Will talks about his earlier days when he used to travel extensively, go on adventures, and explore new cultures. On the other hand, Lou's life has been simply controlled by her family and boyfriend. Her boyfriend even plans trips without taking her opinion or trying to know about her interests. After staying with Will, she understands that she needs to broaden her horizons and figure out how to make her days more worthwhile. One day, Will's mother travels to London and he is left under Lou's care. Nathan also fails to show up, due to a heavy snowstorm and with little knowledge on what to do, Will's health starts to deteriorate. On Nathan's arrival, he gives Will first aid and leaves to see another patient. Meanwhile, Lou witnesses the scars on Will's wrists, thus realizing that he had attempted suicide before. He is not ready to accept a disabled life filled with pain, dependency, and suffering. Once Will gets better, he asks Lou to tell her more about her life. She sings the Malahonky song and tells him of her obsession with glittery wellies when she was young, and bumblebee tights. The two get even closer as they open up to each other. She gets him to let her shave his beard, and Will surprises her by having his mangy hair cut neatly. Lou overhears Will's parents discussing their son's plan to end his life in an assisted suicide facility in Switzerland, being that the 6 months he had given her mother are soon to be over. Lou is bummed by that and takes it as a challenge to try to get him to change his mind. He links up with her sister, who advises her to make a bucket list for him. Now that he is more open with her, she starts planning all kinds of outings for Will, to make him realize that life is beautiful and still worth living. The first outing is to the horse races. Lou bets on a horse that Will says won't win. She's very optimistic until the horse gets stuck coming out of the gate and seems to wander around the racetrack like a drunkard. They then plan to go to a Mozart concert. Lou does a video call with Trina to decide what to wear. They settle on a red dress that really impresses Will. Will seems like he had a good time when they get home because he wants to sit in the car for a while and be a man who was just out to the races with a girl wearing a red dress. Lou's birthday comes around and her parents invite Will to their house for dinner, which he accepts. They're all nice during dinner and have witty banter. As they eat, Lou wipes up food from Will's mouth, and this earns the jealousy of Patrick, who cannot tolerate his girlfriend getting attracted to another man. When it's time for gifts, Lou's parents give her a photo album of pictures from when she was growing up. She loves it. Patrick gives her a specially made necklace that has his name on it. She's polite about it. Then Will gives her a gift that's black and yellow leggings. Well, she goes crazy over them and goes to put them on right away. It's pretty obvious that she likes them the most of anything. Patrick starts to think that she and Will like each other. During his visit, he learns about their financial crisis and offers Lou's dad a job as the head of maintenance at Stortfold Castle. Will does this to help Lou become free from her family obligations. Lou realizes this, and slowly, both of them start developing strong feelings for each other. Later, Will and Lou attend Will's ex-fiancée and ex-best friend's wedding. When it's time to dance, he drives her around the dance floor in his wheelchair as they flirt and dance in front of everyone. Later, the two are seen racing away from the party in Will's wheelchair and getting home the next morning. Will's mom is upset that they did not come back home the previous night, and he replies that he's a grown man and can spend the night in a hotel if he wants. Patrick and Lou quarrel about her putting her work for Will before their holiday plans. They part without making it up. Will gets sick and can't go on this big trip that Lou had planned. Lou is sad but plans another trip when Will gets well that the doctors will agree to. Nathan promises to accompany them. In Lou's home, Patrick is waiting for her with a candlelit dinner. He wants to make up for their tiff on the day of Will's pneumonia. The food is healthy rather than delicious. When he sees a brochure for the trip Lou is planning for Will, he becomes jealous, saying it is not a holiday but a honeymoon. When Lou mentions that Nathan will be coming too, the idea of her on a holiday with two men infuriates him even more. Lou is firm that she is putting Will first, and Patrick leaves. She is deeply unhappy about their acrimonious parting. When he recovers, Louisa decides to go to Mauritius, a beautiful island off the east coast of Africa. Will, Lou, and Nathan set out for Mauritius. They all have lots of fun. Will forces Lou to try scuba diving and she loves it. Nathan even finds romance. Louisa says she loves Will. He does not say anything. She confesses she is aware of his plans to die through Dignitas. Will says he loves her, but he cannot live in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Louisa is hurt and angered by this. She storms off, refusing to speak to him for the rest of the trip. When they return to England, Louisa resigns. Will's parents, while initially delighted to see he is in better physical shape from the vacation, are crestfallen at Louisa's resignation. They know she was their last hope for Will's survival. Trina talks Lou into going to Switzerland to be with Will for his assisted suicide. She makes it in time to talk with him, and they agree the past 6 months have been the happiest of their lives. The final scene is Lou sitting in a cafe in Paris and reading a note from Will. It was one of his favorite places that he wouldn't go back to after his accident because it would only make him sad. He tells her to be happy and go see the world. Louisa receives a large sum of money from Will to continue her education and live life to the fullest. In the letter, he tells her to buy a specific perfume he always thought would go well with her, and exhorts her to not think of him too often and to live well. She heads off to her next stop and is wearing the black and yellow striped tights he bought for her. Please like and subscribe. and click the bell icon to get notifications about new movie recaps.